Hi, good afternoon. Can we start now? Yeah. Winfield, anyone is joining? We are going to start it. If you are recording, you can do recording. Good afternoon. Can someone respond me to see whether you are in? You can hear me out. Good afternoon. Hi. Uh, Academic Department, Winfield, you are there. You can hear me? Yeah. Uh, can I talk to some people? Your status is set. Do not mistake. Hi, can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
You can, no? Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for
Yes.
responding.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
We can hear
You
you,
can.
sir.
Thank you very much. And also, you'll see my slides.
yes, sir.
Yes, we can see that.
All right. Yes, that's right. Thank you. Then we can start now. Thank you for responding. Both of you appreciate. So we'll start it up. I don't know from Winfield. I haven't got any respond. That's okay. Rather response. Anyway, since you all have come on now, about 13, 12, 13 people, we'll start it. Otherwise, it's not right by y'all. It's not reasonable by your side. Whoever can join it, by the time we just go on, move forward. So our objective, I was told by Winfield Academic Department to sort of take you all on, how classroom lessons or classroom skills can be made use of rather at the boardroom levels. When you say boardroom levels, it's not necessarily to be boardroom because we all are not maybe still at the boardroom level. When we say boardroom here, at management decision making level, maybe at senior management meeting and management meeting, operational management meetings or whatever. Anyway, you all are making a career, I assume, or rather, you are on your own startup and you run your own business as an entrepreneur. So whatever the case, right? The facts you learn, theoretical concepts, precepts, models, management tools, all these things, maybe with the theoretical angle you are using, you are rather learning at the classroom level, lecture or virtual basis, how you can make use of them in real business decision making, creating value to business is what we are going to look at. So I assume participant all are either at undergraduate levels or postgraduate level, MBA level students, or you have completed your degrees. And also in the meantime, as I said earlier, either you are an entrepreneur of your own business or you're aspiring later on to get into your own business. Currently, you are on, you're working for someone, you're making a career and looking at a successful career trajectory to get into levels like CEO, managing director or board of directors, kind of a higher level of the hierarchy. Whatever the case, we are going to discuss by giving emphasis or giving more emphasis towards MBA skills at what you are learning at MBA classroom in different ways, right? That's the objective. So we will look at in that angle, because this from classroom to boardroom is the theme, which is very broad theme actually. Different speakers, different lecturers can take different perspectives, different angles. But I'm taking a specific angle or specific approach that's at MBA level. What you are learning at the classroom, either physically or virtually. Today it's virtual most of the time, like we are learning today. And then how you can make use of them. You can rather make use of them in the business decision making, creating more value to the business you are. So this is the webinar alert Winfield shared, and also I'm thankful to Winfield board of directors and the academic team for giving this opportunity. As you know, I'm involved with Winfield to some extent, sharing knowledge with students like you in certain modules at MBA levels. So as a part of value creation, supporting the students, I think they have thought of having sessions in this way. That is really good. To support students and making avenue for knowledge sharing. So this picture depicts our topic actually, what you are learning at the classroom level as an individual, as a professional. How do you make use of them in different perspectives, different aspects, different operational areas of your business in the business world? Very complex, highly volatile, risky, market environment, how you are using. So this is the introduction that I'm trying to give you. I must tell at the outset one fact which you are aware of, or rather maybe my knowledge sharing will be reminder, or rather reiterating the fact that you all know already. So it's kind of a refreshing situation of what you know, maybe in certain situations. So as you know, today, MBA or Master of Business Administration, whether general or specified to a certain strategic function like finance, marketing, human resource management, or IT or supply chain management, you name it, wherever you specialize or general MBA you engage in, right? Please remember a fact, the journey doesn't end there. Your MBA in learning is not the destination. That fact I want to tell you, because why I'm sharing this fact with you with a lot of emphasis, a lot of concern. I know with my experience over about 10, 15 years sharing knowledge with MBA students, MBA graduates, different students are having different objectives. That's fine, right? But when some people, genuine students, are really want to, right, they are in a need of really enhancing their knowledge, becoming qualified and add value to their respective companies, or seeking career growth. Some are there, they just want to have a MBA tagline after their names. Some just want to migrate under the skilled migration category. Some just for the sake of taking getting a qualification, they just want like the social status. Various objectives are there. But my advice to you all, whatever you may have different objectives, your core objective, your main objective, your central objective should be gaining knowledge and enhancing your capabilities and skills, and in turn, subsequently, eventually, how you can make use of such knowledge to support your businesses or your own business, or rather go up in the career. That's the ultimate objective should be. Of course, you may have subsequent objectives like migrating and the social status. That's all okay. So this slide with the introduction, what I'm trying to tell you is, like, we are trying to share the skills you require and how you can adopt, make use of such skills in from classroom, whatever you learn at the boardroom. Please remember, MBA is not the destination of your learning. Perhaps that may be the start or commencement of your learning on which you can build up your. So in my case, I consider until our death, we will be learning. So learning is a continuous, it's a continuous process. It's a never ending process, in fact. But some students again think, okay, once we do MBA, we are masters of business. There's nothing else for us to. That's a myth. That's a misconception, right? And also the other fact I just want to tell you is today some students think that their MBA studies can be curtailed or limit to classroom studies for few credits, few number of hours, virtually or physically. You spend time with your lecturers, resource people. No, usually you don't study for MBA, you read for MBA. When you say you read for, right, MBA, literally, there is a hidden idea behind that. That means you are supposed to read more and more and more on your study area, because you will be learning, let's say, in a particular subject area, a limited number of hours, and maybe limited to few credits. But let's say you are an accountant, you are a qualified accountant by chartered accountants, CIMA, ACCA, or whatever. But when you come to MBA, you will learn marketing, non-specialized areas, also supply chain management. So if you want to explore more knowledge in marketing, brand building, brand architect, brand management, in addition to your curriculum, your syllabus area, you must take initiatives to learn and understand those facts. That will be helpful. That's how you can create a cutting edge or competitive advantage for yourself. Perhaps the areas which are not very clear or you're not competent, by reading yourself and understanding, you can talk to your respective marketing lecturer, or if it is human resource management related area, organizational behavior, whatever. So my idea is, please do not limit your studies to classroom, virtual or physical limited timing. Go and read. As we say, you're reading for MBA. And also the other fact I just want to remind you, when you do, if you have a research component, right? In the research, your thesis requirement, you have something called, once you select your the research area to carry out your research, you have literature review. Literature review means, with relation to your area of research, you got to read already published reviewed articles, as many as possible, to get an idea. So reading is part and parcel. Maybe you're very busy, top level, top notch, a professional senior manager in a private sector. You have a family role as a father, responsibility. You are a responsible son or daughter of your parents. All those have to be fulfilled. Those are your fundamental responsibilities. That doesn't mean if you are taking up an MBA, you can just cut short and complete it at the minimum required level. That way, you will not be able to get the best out of your MBA. That fact I have to tell you. While I'm talking, please, if you have anything to clarify, you can keep it. I'll give you a note down. I'll give you time at the end of 5-10 minutes. If not, even you can disturb me and ask also if you have your gati enough, no problem, you can do that. So let's see what are the, now before our topic is actually how you can make use of these learnings at the classroom, at the boardroom or management room, making management decision making at the board level or senior management level or management level, junior management, whatever the level, that's okay. How at your level where you are currently, and also you're aspiring to be in the future, how can you make right contributions to your organizations, value creation to your organization. Now, before you go and look at how you do that, I would like to take you through some of the key skills you'll be learning at the MBA classroom. Key skills a manager, today's 21st century manager, is required. It's in paramount importance that you have these skill sets with you, knowledge levels, in order to add value to your organization. The first and foremost, I have taken among many, very few 6 skills or capabilities, strategic thinking and business expertise. This is very important. You know, when you make decisions, it's very important that strategic thinking, meaning ensuring organizations' long-term sustainability in terms of cherishing your vision, fulfilling your mission, achieving your objectives. Those are long run, right? And also very necessarily to sustain business currently have operational profit, success, operational success at the moment. Now, these cannot be done without strategic thinking. Right? You must understand what your mission, long-term dream is all about, what your reason for being in the business, and what you are opted to, what you are, in fact, supposed to achieve as objectives. So this is a very important area, like MBA student or MBA qualified manager, when you are in the boardroom or decision-making or supporting team to the organization, you have to develop this strategic thinking, how you drive your organization, how do you analyze your markets in terms of market trends, how do you carry out SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, etc. How do you do your, right, whatever you learned in the MBA. Now, here again, I'm telling you, some people, I have my experience, I have worked with few MBA students practically in the organization level. When I ask them to do analysis, they come up with the theoretical frameworks of the models, and they are practical market analysis. If I carry out, okay, we see potential in Zambia, or we see potential in Ghana, please do a country analysis. So if I ask them to do a SWOT analysis for Zambia, they'll come out with very technical, very theoretical outcome, right? They're trying to teach me what SWOT analysis is all about. SWOT analysis is not strength, weakness. That's not the case. You must know practical use of these tools, what you have learned. That's why you have been carried out case studies, practical case studies, pre-seen major case studies. You have been given assignments to look for more details, right? Debates, kind of various evaluation systems being used in the classroom to equip, train you, support you, share knowledge on these areas. So it's not that you do SWOT analysis or theoretical analysis. No, you should be able to know that tool, how do you use in the practical scenario? That's important. Huh? Competitor analysis, set goals. Then what happens when you do this? This way, if you make use of these tools, what you have learned, it will give you competitive edge to your organizations where you are working, because you being a qualified, intelligent, insightful MBA graduate, you can create a better knowledge, better value to your organization than your competitors. This is important. So basically, you will think of strategically overall business taking towards where you are expected to aspire to take it. And also, you will learn, as you know, whatever your curriculum formation, it will be differing from university to university, curriculum to curriculum, syllabus to syllabus. But of course, you will be learning. Let's say your specialization is sometimes, maybe you have a bachelor's degree in accountancy, or you may have professional qualification in human resource management. When you do marketing, when you do MBA, you will learn the whole area of all strategic functions you will be learning. You will gain good appreciative knowledge of each and every. Being an accountant, you will learn marketing. You will learn leadership. You will learn teamwork. You will learn operations management, manufacturing or service. You will learn supply chain management, ITL bit. So you will have whole kind of area of knowledge gaining, which are very important for you to make use of in the business decision making. So what are the advantages? Quickly, I will take you. You understand this by having strategic knowledge and business expertise of where you are in. You will have a comprehensive knowledge gained through MBA programs, right? Comprehensive means detailed, in-depth, intense knowledge from sometimes from creating a marketing plan to evaluate financial reports and see which projects is profitable. All that comprehensive knowledge is a benefit for you having this knowledge. And also improved decision making means since, right, you have a strategic grasp of a different business operations, like I explained earlier, marketing, HR, you can make well-informed decisions, your choices, because as you know, from one business problem we encounter, we experience at the workplace, you may have many choices, many options. So you being a qualified MBA graduate involved in finding the best solution, you have to select the optimum solution. The optimum solution means having lowest cost involved, perhaps, if not with the limited number of resources, how you can create the best results to the organization. So for this, your decision making should be critical. You must make the best possible option among the alternative solutions available for one particular problem. I hope you get what I'm trying to get at. You understand. So you're while having this strategic thinking, right, broader knowledge in the business, you can make better decisions than others. That itself will give you competitive advantage, what they are talking about, the next level. Having a degree, having the knowledge, right, either bachelor's or master's and all, with this complete knowledge will make you personally, right, a standing out person in your competitive corporate arena. You will have a competitive advantage individually because of this knowledge you have. On the other hand, when you have a team of people having this sort of high level of knowledge, that will give an edge to you as an organization also. Because if you compare a situation when all other organizations are having, let's say, average kind of people, they make average decisions. You being MBA graduates together as a team, you make smart decisions, out of the box thinking, and very, very sort of successful decisions that will give you an advantage. So these are basically having that knowledge, comprehensive knowledge, improved decision making, competitive advantage will be definitely going to be successful factors or growth factors for your organization where you are working for. Next very, very, very important skill that you must develop is financial acumen. Of course, if you are a qualified accountant, financial professional, as I said, having qualified in Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka qualification, or ACCA UK, or CIMA or UK, or ACCA, CMA, whatever the recognized qualification, or BSc in accounting, that's okay. You're already having knowledge. But let's say you are a professional, you're an MBA graduate from non-financial sector. Then you must develop, right, your financial knowledge. This is very important. Wherever the strategic function, you give the leadership to the organization you are working for. You may be HR, you may be a supply chain management, you may be marketing and sales, you may be IT, you may be, research and development. It doesn't matter. But all these things are, end of the day, boils down to what? The finance impact too. So you should have an appreciative, good knowledge on financial. That's what you mean, basically, financial acumen. So now this knowledge you can obtain through your financial management accounting modules in your MBA program. But of course, if you think further, it's not enough. You can take certain six months, 3 months special courses also to equip yourself with more knowledge in accounting. As I said, wherever you may be a HR professional, chartered HR guy, chartered marketeer, nevertheless, you have to have very good financial capability to create value to your organization. So therefore, there are courses like finance for non-financiers, right? Short-term courses, and also you can further take if you need. But, to read financial statements, create value, to understand where cost is high, to increase your or enhance your revenue streams, budget effectively, and drive those budgets as expected. These are very important. So advantage would be like supporting to drive your financial strategy. Very important. How you create financial value and how do you create value to the organization. This is very important. Of course, it's not only the responsibility of CFO or CEO or COO of the company, but all other C-level heads, finance head, marketing, chief marketing officer, chief people's officer, whatever the designation you use, highest level you operate in, you can contribute to financial strategy to create financial, value to the organization. Cost optimization, your recruitment cost being a HR guy can be brought down. Your marketing costs, your advertising budgeting, your brand building cost. You have to understand this, right? Increased profit margins, right? If you have a margin erosions, your margins are coming down due to competition. So you can contribute to improve the markets, the erosion to be sort of ceased and improve or enhance your margins. Product line optimization. You may have in your product portfolio number of products, 10, 15 products. You can understand which products are profitable, which are not profitable. So you can contribute to either take off the non-profit making, products or brands or whatever the SKUs from your product line and make them more effective. For this, again, I'm reiterating the fact that wherever you work in the organization as a strategic function, financial acumen or financial knowledge, right, financial capability is very, very important skill to develop, which surely will be learned a lot through MBA. Again, I'm telling you, if you think that your financial knowledge is not enough, take extra knowledge also outside MBA level. That still work, that investment is still work. Then third, the skill that you must develop yourself is leadership and team management skills. This is very important. Now, we have seen in organizations, sometimes people are technically very, very competent. They are very good technically. But problem is their character, their structure is not having the leadership. Of course, in management, we learn certain area called under leadership. The position without leadership, we call it leadership absentia. Leadership absentia means you are holding or you are giving life to a certain position, but you don't have required leadership qualities, traits, characteristics, attributes with it. Then you may fail. Despite the fact that you are, right, let's say you are a good CFO, you are very good in number crunching, right? You are a very good marketer. You are very good in brand management and selling all that, but you don't have leadership qualities. You don't know how to build a team. You don't know how to give leaderships and motivate team. Then you might still fail. So leadership and team building, encouraging, motivating, these skills are very important skills for you to learn and subsequently, eventually, which you can make use at the boardroom to inspire knowledge, right? Inspire people, encourage them, collaborate, and create camaraderie, create high performance culture. Even if you are not a HR guy, usually creating, with top management, creating the right culture, creating the right shared values in the organization, primary responsibilities from the HR. But you being a top level manager, it's your responsibility too. It's part and parcel of you. You may be marketing head, you may be financial head, but still supporting the company's culture, right? Solving conflicts, building trust, inspire people. These are all becoming very important areas of your, irrespective of which area of your responsibility. And also, end of the day, you will, being a career, oriented professional, you are not going to stop at top level. You need to ladder up or extend your career trajectory towards to becoming CEO, MD, and chairman of the company. In this journey, leadership is vitally important, and you may have a lot of not only actually with the theoretical learning, even within the classroom, if you're physically meeting up by taking leadership, by taking certain projects, by assignments, debates, whatever the activities classroom level is taken, you got to be active and get that platform you must use to inculcate good leaderships. Let's say you are a person, brilliant person. Sometimes your presentation skills may not be that attractive. You have an issue with your presentation skills. So you can make use of your MBA classroom 1.5 years or 2 years, or right, which you are spending good solid hours to improve with your colleagues your shortcoming. You have to take stock of self-stock taking and see where you are lacking, where you have to improve certain weaknesses of yours. That can be. So remember, leadership, we have seen in corporate world, our colleagues, we have met people, they're excellent in technical knowledge. They are very good marketeers. They are very good financiers, very good HR professionals, supply chain. But end of the day, that character which required to give leadership to a couple of people. Leadership is all about, in a nutshell, right? Adjusting behavior of the team of people whom you are giving leadership and get them behave the way you want to create value to the organization. So if you are not in a position to get your subordinates, your team of people to listen to you and act, it's a behavioral change that you make as a leader. So you need to have this. Please remember. Then, of course, what are the benefits that you will have, right? What are the benefits you're going to enjoy having leadership skills being developed, enhanced during the MBA classroom? You will be able to, as I said earlier, effectively manage people. People management is very important today. Whatever the level you may be a CEO, maybe a COO, you may be a C-level, top-level manager, you may be a middle manager. Still, when you have a team of people, subordinates, reporting to you and working, right? Management of them is very important in terms of, getting what you want, what organization want in terms of targets, objective achievement, building an effective term, cohesiveness team. Because, what is the challenge is basically when you have different kind of people in a team, right, getting them in to see one dream, one vision, working towards one objective, though we talk theoretically in the classroom in this manner, is not an easy task. You get my point? Because you know why? By nature, people are diverse. People are diverse. People are different from one to another. So when you have team of people from different cross-cultural, maybe different functions, when you are running a project, giving a leadership to a project, you have people from different departments. If it is a cross-cultural, cross-functional team, so they are in different age groups. They belong to different thinking. Their specializations are different. Their qualifications, experience, education levels are different. Their gender is different, maybe male, female, or otherwise. Right? So you have lots of differences between people. That create diversity. As a leader, if you do not know how to manage this diversity, diversity will become a challenge or threat to you. But in fact, if you know how to manage people well and diversity management, diversity will be exciting. Diversity can be turned into an advantage of the group. But sometimes people fail. The people fail when, though they are qualified, they are technically sound, technical skills are there, they do not have, or they lack the people management skills. As I said earlier, the leadership absentia, they suffer the syndrome of leadership absentia. They don't have leadership, so you don't know how to promote a team, you don't know how to encourage or motivate them, you don't know how to celebrate together, you don't know how to delegate, what to delegate. You are not you are not going to have all the responsibilities. You understand certain responsibilities can be passed down to right people, right job, and release yourself to do much more value-adding tasks. That's called delegation, responsibility sharing, giving everyone the opportunity, and then celebrate them. These sort of things will create, it's very important as a leader to function in that manner. So that's why we say that's a huge benefit as a manager, as a MBA student. You have to pay attention and learn a lot towards managing people or people's management. The other thing is improved communication. Now, this is very important, but people take very lightly. As a leader, as an effective manager or CEO, the effective communication is very important, right? The communication is not only that you try to convince, you try to persuade or try to make understand people to get your work done. On the other hand, a good communicator should be able to listen carefully and well also, not just hearing. Careful listening is not just hearing, giving attention, giving respect, giving concern towards the person who comes up with an idea or maybe grievance, and then understand when you have improved communication. Remember, like you communicate verbal and written communication effectively, you have to develop your listening skills as well as empathy. Because if you do not have the sensitivity within you, if you don't have the empathy within you, you may not be able to communicate well. What you think is what you communicate, right? If you do not care your subordinates or any stakeholder, even with external stakeholders, being a, let's say, what do you mean by external stakeholder? You being a CFO, you may be dealing with many stakeholders like customers, suppliers, maybe if you're a PLC listed company, maybe like regulatory bodies like Colombo Stock Exchange or Exchange Commission, tax department, income tax, these days very important department, no? Electricity, CEB, right? Many other suppliers or many other external parties you have to communicate in order to get the work done effectively and also to contribute back to the organization, support the organizational process, operational excellence. Improved communication is part and parcel. You can learn again. MBA classroom is a very good platform for you to develop your communication, whether written, whether verbal, right, whether any other form. It's important. Public speaking, presentations, these are all very good communications which will be beneficial. And also as a person, people-oriented person, as a leader, you should be able to resolve conflicts, right? Amicable manner. Meaning, as I said earlier, teams are naturally, right, consisting of diversity. Person to person are different, right? Their thinking, their aspiration, their behavior, their communication, they all. So if you can manage properly, it will be exciting. But if it's a challenge, if you are not in a position to manage diversity and make united, cohesiveness teams, it will be a problem for you. If there is no unity within the team will not be able to see and achieve their right objectives. So that's what they say, the dispute. So when teams are diverse, disputes are natural. You don't take, just don't think of kind of the corporate situation, which we are concerned today. Look at the family unit, the smallest unit in the society, right? The family, household. You have father, mother, and daughter and son. 4 people, sometimes 4 different characters. Don't you think that disputes are there? Naturally. So if a family, father, mother, like 2 kids having born to same mother and almost entire day spent together with all the love, respect, everything, still having arguments and disputes, what you talked about the corporate situation. But bringing them together, sorting out problems are very important for growth opportunities, personally yours and organizations also. Next skill you must develop in the classroom level is adaptability to change. What do you mean by adaptability? Your ability to, right, get conditioned to the situation which arises unexpectedly. As you say, change is inevitable. You may have learned or you may be learning under strategic management or as a separate module, change management, which is a vital part of learning. You know, only unchanged thing in the world today, especially in the corporate world, is change. Change is, as I said, inevitable, meaning unstoppable. Change is happening every second, every minute. The world is changing very fast due to many reasons. That's why we very closely we do macroeconomic analysis like pest and pestle analysis, as you know, political, economic, social, technological, environment, legal. Today, of course, not only this, right? Genociding, the war, the terrorism, right? The geopolitics. These were not in the traditional and conventional textbooks, but as a business decision maker, these areas are much bigger than today political, right? Pest factors and all which we analyze. So you have to pay. Let's say you are an exporter to some of the countries which are war affected. All of a sudden your markets will be lost due to war. You have no control over them. So then you should see how do you manage this situation. Your revenue growth will be come down by 80-90% because your major markets are, right, not reachable due to war. Now these days, you know, United Nations is meeting and all high-level, top-level decisions are taken. You know, for Iran or Iraq being again trade embargoes are imposed due to right nuclear being maintained by them. So you may have all of a sudden for supporting, let's say Sri Lanka. I'm just taking a hypothetical situation. Sri Lanka for supporting US or Europe, right, pro or opposite group. All of a sudden we will have embargo, which is not accepted by anywhere in the world. That would be a situation. Or Middle East, all migrant workers, right, will be sent back within 3 months. So what would happen to our remittances as foreign exchange, or rather top countries like Europe, right, even highest tourist arrivals from India, Russia kind of countries will take. Our tourists will not visit Sri Lanka due to some embargo. Now, these situations we can anticipate with the way the world is changing. You know, world is changing very fast and we cannot just think of. So therefore, we have to anticipate always change happens. So you should inculcate, cultivate, train yourself, right, to face, encounter, and right, to experience ability to change as it required and managing that change successfully. You know, you may have heard of a highly illustrated US CEO, right? His name is Jack Welch. Jack Welch was once the CEO of one of the winning companies of Fortune 500 companies called General Electricals, GE. Now, he once said, if your external environment, changes faster than the internal, and if you don't do anything, your extinct will be very soon. Extinct means what? You will get lost from the business world. That means if macro environmental changes are happening at the faster rate and you don't respond to that, you can just see what happened to Kodak. Kodak was once the camera and the photographic leader in the globe. Today they are nowhere in the business. Why? They were not positively manage the change and respond to the change. So this can happen to the businesses you are in, right? So therefore, your adaptability, the ability to respond to change and get conditioned to the change happening is what is required today. So, as you see, the globalization, digital transformation, e-markets, the business sustainability, these are all you learn broader areas in the MBA classroom. You must understand them very well, theoretically, as well as from very, very practical perspective with real life examples, what has happened. That knowledge you gain will be helpful, will facilitate, will enable, will assist you to make better decisions when you encounter similar situations in the business world at the boardroom. So what are the kind of benefits? Anticipation. So when you know, right, highly volatile macroeconomic macro environment is there. When your macro environmental factors are highly volatile, what is there? Always uncertainty is there. If uncertainty is there, is natural. Our prime objective is what? Mitigating the involved risk in the business. Identify the risk and mitigate it. For that, you have to be skillful. Adaptability to change is one of the very important areas. And then you have, what do you mean by anticipating disruption? You have to have instinct. Before something happens, you should be able to read then what disruption should be able to understand. If you are agile, if you are, if you keep your eyes open and ears wide open and respond very, very updated manner to the market, you should be able to anticipate in advance the market disruption. What do you mean by market disruption? It's not the literary meaning in the business. The disruption is all about, as you know, the technology, right? New business models, right? New challenges, which will come and disturb, right? Maybe if the new companies, fairly small companies, will bring new technology, new business models, new products, new services, and offer to marketplace very successfully by challenging the existing industries or existing players, right? So you think that you are a market leader and you are well established. All of a sudden, there will be disruption happens from unexpected company, a new business model or business ideas or business processes or technology will be introduced, right? So then what would happen to others? That you have to, so if you are in the competition, so you got to be that. Communicating clear vision is very important in the adaptability, meaning, right, everyone here, vision is your corporate dream, long-term dream where you want to be. Shared values, organization shared values. So what you want to achieve all together, everyone together from chairman, managing director, CEO should see the same dream and everyone should contribute from their respective job functions, right? I can give you a good example. Once I hear somewhere, a person who is sweeping the floor, a janitor, had been asked by a person working in NASA, right? NASA USA, NASA Center, what you are doing? His job is sweeping the floor and keep the place tidy and nice and clean. But what he has told, his answer has been, I'm supporting our team to send next latest rocket to the sky space. So his answer has been that we not say so that statement depicts, shows, manifests everyone in the organization share this, right? Share the vision of organization. So that is that one. Right? It's not the fact that the way managing director sees the vision and understand the vision, your janitor or guy who is washing toilets will understand. But everyone should know their vision. This is very important fact, right? So now sometimes what happens is, I'll tell you, when we study this, we limit these to, theories. We think theories. Mind you, I'll tell you, in business management, there's nothing called theory. Theories are best practices. How do you adopt them? How do you really put in as best practices? The way, right, the vision is practiced in NASA or Microsoft or Facebook or whatever will not be able to adapt if you are a startup. But it's not mere copying or imitating, it's adapting the way you can adapt it, right? You may have 10 people, but you as a leader giving leadership to, or you may be a manager having 10 people in your department. You must get everyone to understand your organization vision practically and support it. But many cannot do that. I know I have taken now so many students or those who are graduate MBA. If you ask them to do that, they can't practically do that. This is what important is. A lot of people think vision, mission, objectives, values, right? The best practices, benchmarking. These are just theories only. You learn, you fit and forget. You keep them in your notes only. No, you have to. So you must know as a practical guy, practical person, practical leader, real effective corporate leader, how you clearly communicate your vision to everyone in the organization and let each and every person in the organization live in your vision, mission day in, day out, meaning they effectively contribute to your organization. This is what important, huh? Right. Empowering teams with the training and support, you understand. You have to give freedom to people and support them. Demonstrate resilience, the ability to face challenges and not falling down by those challenges. You should be able to face the challenges and conquer them. Also, by learning how to encounter or adapt yourself or get conditioned to change, you can support a growth-oriented culture. That means culture is everything in an organization. Culture supports your strategy. So you should know how to create right culture within your organization. That's also important area, right? What you have to. So this is very important area. Sometimes, unfortunately, I've seen today, if you take a class of 30, 40 people, not even 5, 10 people are taking these things in the right spirit and learn, and they develop themselves as real individuals. You get about 50 MBA graduates and ask them giving a lesson or test kind of evaluation to tell us how they create vision, right? Driven organization. Perhaps they may be very good in theory, but they may fail to do it in practically. What's important is put your learning, what you have theory, the fundamental, the precepts, the models, the tools, as I said earlier, put it into real world to create value to your organization is important. That's very important area. For that, you have to go extra mile. Just limiting your knowledge with the knowledge sharing by the lecturer or resource person and reading a couple of articles will not do. The next one is networking opportunities. That's very important. I don't have to elaborate on that. Networking means you have to come out with your shell. Some people are very, very extrovert. They are, as I said earlier, technically they are very sound people. They are very good technically, but they are not. They can't gel well with everybody. Their interpersonal skills are not there. So if you are not an interpersonal person, you can't gel with people. You can't create very effective networking, because when you make connection, especially in the corporate world, those connections should be meaningful. I can also say, I know that guy, I know that this guy, I know that person. But just because of you know him, you have to see how much respect and how much weight they give on your relationship. That's important, right? You may know 100 people, but all those 100 people don't respect you. They also know, just for the knowing you is no value in creating connection. You have to create live, effective, very important, solid connections. That is the networking you have to do. right? Then only, of course, if you create such connections, those corporate connections, those relationships will help you to a great extent. Today, I will tell you, many businesses, millions or multi-million dollar businesses are happening through working. Even in marketing, networking is your ability to get connected to many people, as many as possible in many industries, many corporate world, but with effective manner. You as a individual must position yourself in those people's mind with respect, dignity, and trustworthiness. They should have some respect. Now, I know some people say they know, they have people to do with many connections, they have highly connected people, but they're not respected. Then it's not worth, actually. It's not worth. Huh? But anyway, you as a successful MBA graduate, another area to inculcate is networking. Networking is going to help you to a great extent if you do it in a right manner. Your connections are made right. As much as you respect people, you can earn the respect. So if you do that, your benefits are right. Basically, through MBA situation, you can have alumni networking situation. Alumni means, as you know, once you get graduated, you can be a right sort of branded elected guy. You can become a member of exclusive team of university alumni, the qualified graduates association. It's like once you get qualified from a professional body, like let's say instead of chartered accountants, you get all the right all the parts qualified of the examinations. Then of course you work with an audit firm, chartered accountancy firm, fulfilling their practical requirement of audit experiences, article covering and all. Then with required experiences you show, you can become a member. So then you can say you are a member of, right, ordinary member of, instead of chartered accountant of Sri Lanka, CS Sri Lanka, qualified accountant. Otherwise, you are a past finalist, right? Past finalist. And also once you have top level 10 years or plus, basically senior executive level, manager level experience, you can become a fellow. Likewise, you will be recognized by them. Now, alumni is also, as you know, network. Now, I know, I don't know how practically effectively working they are. Even Winfield is having, sometimes back many years ago, we formed WinMass. WinMass was the alumni association of the graduate passing out from bachelor's and master's program and other degree programs from Winfield Business Academy. An initial group, actually, those who were in the office did a good job. But my personal idea is when you are appointing people to those positions, you have to appoint wherever, even in your organization, even in other areas, universities, to hold and right, practically work on key positions like president, vice president, so on and so forth. People having real kick, zest, passion to do something. Otherwise, you will be holding the position, you don't do anything. Right now, even I think now COVID is over. COVID time we had a few drawbacks because we couldn't meet up and all. Now, even my personal feeling is Winfield, the alumni, WinMass should be more actively work towards right, get together, right, reunions through past students, fast qualified people to get down whatever the number, and also create value to the current. Now, this is one of the maybe this session also one of such situations. You can be both sharing knowledge to benefit of the students and as well as graduates, and also it will be benefiting the institution by getting student numbers and also getting support from them, and create networking, very active network is important. So alumni in one such has connections like MBA. Of course, they now 100% since you run on virtual basis from the various parts, it's not easy. Otherwise, time to time, I think once in 3 months time, get all MBA members, students to visit industrial zone, or maybe some industrial connection, or get down some experts and share, give them the knowledge to share kind of situations should be there. That's the industry. To connect the graduates with the industry is very important for them to give the exposure. And mentorships, yes, right. Even right now, I also work with a mentor, and I also work as a mentor to certain students. So you have to have a mentor, your professor, your doctor, your senior lecturer, your teacher. You can connect with through the institution, right? So you can get them guidance on their career path, making educational decisions, and knowledge sharing, then getting extra knowledge, specialized knowledge, upskilling, capacity building, many areas, developing yourself. You can have mentorships, so that's important. So that's networking is very important area. I can even take you through 1 hour, 2 hours separate lecture on networking. But remember, as MBA graduates, networking will be very, very important for you all. Even how do you keep connections with your fellow students, your friends in the batch, right? Maybe now you're virtually connected, physically not seen, but still you can get connected. You can have a Sri Lankan student can have a connection with the student in New York, or maybe Johannesburg, or maybe Canberra, maybe Delhi. No problem. You're scattered, physically, but you have technology platforms to meet up today and create, solid relationships that will help each other, right? Why not Sri Lankan student who's hoping to get into Australia, Melbourne, or Brisbane, whatever opportunity, student helping. That's the way to work on, right? That's the way to work on. So get this good quality of skill set of networking opportunities embraced. Finally, credibility and trust. This is very important. This is important from the corporate point of view. This is important from the personal, individual, professional perspectives also. The credibility means your good name, your image, personal image. It's everything, right? So when you have a qualification, that itself will bring credibility. But credibility is not all about having qualifications. It's your stature, it's your personality, it's your character, right? So you have to create a personal brand, as I said earlier, to accept people, welcome people, and people to remember. How do you position yourself as an individual manager, as a personal individual personality in each and every person's mindset? Maybe your subordinates, maybe your peers, maybe your superiors, maybe the external parties you come across day-to-day work life. With the bankers, how do you position yourself? How they look at you as an individual? These are very, very important areas. So credibility comes with your dignity, right? Your trustworthiness, honesty, and as an individual, how ethical are you? So education should support to inculcate and cultivate these good human qualities within you. This is what I told you even at the leadership also. The trust is very important. Trust and credibility, right? So being an individual human being, this is very important skill to be developed. Very importantly, as a professional, as a company manager, leader, it's very important quality to or skill to be developed and preserve with you. Even at the toughest situations, most difficult, complex business situations where you have to make decisions, you must not forego, you must not forego, you must not sacrifice your good qualities. Meaning, in order to win that situation, you should not betray yourself. Obage honda gatiguna pawa diye noitui vyapara jayagrahanyak ho paudgalika gain ekak jayagrahanyak sanda. Right? You may be losing the business opportunity. You may be losing some personal opportunity. Nevertheless, try to preserve your credibility. because business opportunity may come again, personal opportunity may come again, you will win again in life. If you lose your credibility, you would lose it forever sometimes. So these facts, again, I can tell you, we can talk with, a lot of examples, you got case studies, what has happened to certain people in the world, political world, in business arena, both locally and globally. And there are people, those who have, earned reputation for years and years, they have lost it with one blunder made overnight. And once, until after their death, people talked about that blunder they made, not the good things you do. That's the nature of the world also, no? So you have to be, but from the corporate perspectives, once you have a higher credibility, trust, right, and dignity as an individual, if you create a good brand within you, let's say you have investor confidence, as you said, right? So investors are having confidence. Even as a marketer, salesperson, when you go, if you are making high level, top level, high value businesses, especially in B2B market, business to business market, once you go and talk to a prospective client or customer of yours, right? When you make first impression is the lasting impression. The first time you go and talk, they should be able to value you, trust you. They should be able to believe in you. Now, I being in corporate world, sometimes we send our client service managers to see, clients. So clients are friends of ours, but our manager sometimes doesn't know it. The way they go and present it, the friend call me. Sometimes he may be CEO, managing director of the company, or maybe a chief head of procurement or someone. They call and say, who the hell is he, Machang? Have you sent? The guy, when I look at him, I don't see that he's a suitable guy to handle my account. And my usually monthly transactions are over 50 million or maybe $100,000 transactions. I don't have confidence to give the business to him because he has not stood up to the stature or character that he should be as a professional salesperson. So see, meaning those remarks, indicate that our guy has not been able to impress, right? The way he talked, they've presented, the confidence that have. So it's very important to win your, prospective clients, right? The confidence, investor confidence, and many other regulatory bodies and many other parties get connected to your business. Winning their hearts and minds are very important for you. Client trust is important. This is what exactly customers often, right? I said having education, having good, but this education, what you learn, your curriculum in the classroom through MBA should sharp your, these qualities. In fact, this is what I'm just trying to emphasize or reiterate the fact. This is nothing new, right? Okay. Improved hiring potential, of course, yes. You can, your value will be very high when you are having a good, credible character, trustworthy character, honest character in the marketplace, competitive marketplace, rather than you being a seeker for employment. The people will be seek for you, right? The prospective employees will be seek for your services or you when you create a good, credible character and reputation for you as a personal brand. That's important. So going back, so these 6 factors, what we discussed, are in paramount importance in the classroom. What we have trying to talk about first 1 hour, 1 hour and quarter hours, like strategic thinking, as you said, financial acumen, wherever your expertise are. Financial acumen is very important. Building and also leadership skills to be built within you to manage people and get the work done the way you want, to support your organization, and adaptability rather to change. Change is inevitable. Change is always happening, but you should be able to adapt to it and successfully conquer the change and those challenging opportunity. Challenging the situations you should be able to convert to the opportunities for you if you take them rightly, and also networking opportunity, right? The skills to develop very effective interpersonal skills with various stakeholders in the business is very important. And finally, as we discuss now, credibility and trust are going to have a very, very important, right, part to play in your career through MBA. So these are the kind of skills that you need. But if you really look at different perspectives, you may have so many. But I have curtailed, brought down them into few very important areas. One can argue, of course, you may have so many. Yes, you have, but right, these 6 facts remain paramount importance. They are vital for a good professional to develop, and that your MBA platform will give huge opportunity for you to develop this. Now we will see how MBA skills are used in today's boardroom. Right? Again, when I see the boardroom here is, if you are a board member with the executive director, non-executive director, CEO level kind of person who sits in a boardroom and contributing, that's okay. But you may be a senior level member, you may be a middle member, that still with your management meeting, the contributions you make to your organization, you can make use of that. So boardroom is in that, right, that meaning we have taken here. So see, boardroom where top leaders meet up, big decisions about the company's directions here. You decide at the boardroom, you decide what's the direction you should take. Now you can see, Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, HSBC, those who operated in Sri Lanka for years and years, many years, they have taken a strategic decision to exit. We call divestment, exit in Sri Lankan banking industry. That's a very significant happening, which happened during last couple of weeks, and finally they announced with the general public. When they exit, their business here has been sold by bidding to 18 billion rupees by NTB. So NTB, Nations Trust Bank, the main shareholder being John Keels, they have purchased, they have acquired. So see, from the strategic journey, as you see, right, it's a for HSBC in their international business strategy, growth strategy, they would have considered Sri Lanka is not worth their operational cost. It was very high. Growth potential is not there. I don't know really. We have to read the case study later on, but I assume, right, otherwise they won't exit. So that's a divestment or exit strategy. That's a strategy. That's a business strategy. That's okay. Sometimes people know if you have 20 companies with you in your business portfolio, conglomerate, or your strategic business unit, certain businesses people sell out. Now, recently, again, Nihal Vagapitiya, LAF chairman, has sold 50% of LAF Holdings shares to Dhammika Perera. So Dhammika Perera purchase, it's an acquisition of LAF by 50% by Dhammika Perera, one of the very notable leading business tycoon in Sri Lankan arena of business world, corporate world. So when Nihal Vagapitiya of LAF, right, divesting, Mr. Dhammika Perera is investing. So for Vagapitiya, it's exit. Dhammika Perera is acquisition. So these are strategic business decisions taken, like HSBC. So HSBC has curtailed their operation here, but then again, right? So those decisions will be taken. So you have to look at very practical perspective from them, right? With the theories you learn. Now we are trying to learn from here onwards few very critical areas, few very important areas, how you would adapt, right? The theories and fundamentals, right? What you learn in the MBA classroom, how you can make use of them in high-level business decision. In order to create value to your organization and drive your organization towards expected vision, mission, and objectives, and having financial sustainability, right, with profits making. So the very first such, right, area is how do you drive innovation? As you know, Navotpadana, in Sinhala we call it, if I put it in Sinhala, Navotpadana, meaning whether you are a service-oriented organization, you are whether you are you are a, physical, tangible goods organization. Today, innovation is very important. You have to drive innovation. Why? If you want to stay competitive in the business world, innovation is very important, because today's, business world, whether you are locally competitive or regionally competitive or globally competitive, like a multinational MNC, multinational corporation, we all compete in a very, very fiercely competitive marketplace. So you have to drive innovation. You have to think out of the box. You have to come out with products and services or business processes which give better value to and unprecedented value to the customer, to not to just to satisfy them, but to delight them. If you can do that, innovation can bring you, a competitive advantage to your organization. As we talked about change and adaptability, globally things are changed with the new technological advancements, automation, things are. So you can see, right, how you can develop. Now we talked about artificial intelligence, intelligence, all that are there. So how can you do that? So innovation is, I think, whatever you learn now. I know the Winfield, the MBA they offer, there is a specific module, dedicated module with very good, 6-7 sessions of good number of credits, managing entrepreneurship and innovation, right? Which I had done previously couple of sessions. So that's a very good module for you all to get good idea about what innovation is. We go into details to understand how innovation can happen. Now, the innovation means, in fact, the way you look at business and drive it. That's very, very important. As I said, right, creating value to the business and stay in competition, right? If you do not innovate, what happens? If you do not innovate, your extinct will be nearby. Extinct will be what? Dinosaurs have gone extinct, no? Extinct means vinasha. Innovation is going to be one of the, so you must know how to bring innovation into, right, things you have to do different than others doing. When you're doing differently, you should be able to create added value to your customers, your clients. Then only you will be a winner. Huh? That's going to help to a great extent. Right. Then what happens is, right, innovation is one area, right, whether whatever the nature of business you are, manufacturing or whatever, then it's coming to building sustainable practices for your organization. What do you mean by sustainability? Sustainability means, how do you run your business at a respectable level for a long period of time? Sustainability, sustain means dharaniya. How do you dara ganne kesed? If not, right, they call tirasara. Tirasara means, right, in Sinhala you call tirasara. So holding the business successfully for a period of time. Now today, the sustainability is touched upon a couple of areas actually. So you talked about environmentally friendly, socially responsible. You talked about corporate social responsibility. In addition to you run your business profitably, you have to ensure certain other areas also fulfill. For example, as MBA graduate who is creating value to your organization, you must think traditionally, if not rather conventionally, we look at business operation or business entity. If it is profitable, right? If an operation creates, right, revenue over the cost over a period of time, you have operational profits. We used to call that's a successful company. But today we don't call that. Now we talked about having cherish its vision, mission, objectives, and putting all these together. We talked about today, right, triple bottom line. Triple bottom line organization, as you know. What are triple bottom line? At the end, you have to ensure 3 successful areas: profit, people, and planet, as you know. Profit means your economic pillar, people means your social pillar, right? And planet means your environmental pillar. So while you ensure the organization is having enough revenue and revenue over the cost you have, profits are being made to sustain it for a longer period of time. You have to ensure you protect the environment and people living in. How do you, right? So your operation should not be, right, disturbing the environment, the eco-friendliness, right, supporting the environment, right, carbon, natural companies in manufacturing, and water is not polluted, many other areas of concerns, broadly to preserve the environment in which we live. Because if there's no environment, there's no planet, we will not be able to run our businesses. Just because of you have profits today, tomorrow if you forget about the environment, the planet is not there for you. So planet is very important. So do everything possible to support, preserve, and protect the planet without disturbing it. That's your environmental sustainability. And you have planet, you are successful financially, but if you do not have people around you, right, you may not be able to. However much technologically we advance, we need people to run organization. Human resource is one of the most important resources in any organization today. So then you have to take care of people. That's what CSR, corporate social responsibility, play very important role in your organization. You have to preserve people. You have to, from your profits, you have to allocate some money to uplift the people's well-being, their welfare, to support them. You as a responsible corporate citizen operating in the society, you have a special concern and responsibility towards, right, doing something for the locality or the society where you are operating. Become a responsible corporate citizen. Be concerned about people, their well-being, understand them, right? Do something towards them from your profits you make. Of course, you make huge corporate tax, you make tax, and now from 1st October, suspended value system is changing, and you have 18%, right? A lot of arguments, debates are there, small timers, and some companies will have, your cash flow issues and, working capital issues. Then some people propose how Inland Revenue should make efficient services to refund their the taxes being kept. A lot of argument, but anyway, government is adamant under the IMF program, you will, SWAT customers will become, right, full 18% tax payment. So we'll see how. So in organizations, you will have a bit of calamity these days. Your orders should be all completed, produced, and all that. Otherwise, the old stocks being delivered after 1st October will be subject to 18% higher taxes because suspended VAT system is not going to work now. Right. Anyway, that's a current situation. We haven't got much time to talk about all this. But as we talked about after the skills, how do you adapt? We talked about, right, the sustainability. Previously we talked about, right, the innovation, which is very important to drive your organization. Now we talked about triple bottom lines. As an organization, you must know as MBA graduate, the financial success, economic success to sustain the business, and doing something for well-being of people around you, and also preserving the planet are three major areas of business, right? You must ensure, you must create value. There is no point of you being very successful financially if you do through your process, you destroy the environment and disrupt the environment, and you don't care about the people living in. Today, you're not being rated as a responsible organization. So sustainability, right, is playing very important role, like we talked about here. So your responsibility is going to be there when you are creating value to the organization. Remember, and these areas to be put into practice effectively. People look at these things today, right? The average consumer, your stakeholders are very educated. They are informative. So they look for what you do and what you're up to. And of course, as you know, technology is fast changing, right? Today's most demanded technology, tomorrow will be obsolete, meaning outdated. So therefore, as MBA graduates, again, you must embrace technology in meaningful manner, right? Meaning of that is, when you make decisions at the boardroom, you must see what technology do you want, right? And are you in a position to invest in such technology? And is that technology is the best suitable, most suitable technology for us, and what sort of value creation it will make? Huh? And then what sort of competitive advantage, efficiency, operational excellence the technology would bring to our existing operation. These sort of very pertinent, very good questions, forward-oriented, pragmatic questions you must raise as an MBA graduate who is well informed, well knowledgeable, when you make decisions on embracing or bringing required technology to your organization, instilling right technology. We have seen sometimes, for the sake of doing, just because of your competitor is going for automation, certain industries in Sri Lanka, they've gone and invested. But later on, they have realized that's not the right technology. So you have made huge investments. Your capital outlay, capex is gone. You have invested. You pay. You have kind of cost of financing, cost of interest, and then depreciation. All these are affected to your P&A, right? Profit and loss accounts and all. But still, they become white elephants. Like, can you remember certain previous regimes? We gone on huge borrowing, and we put up the playgrounds down south where so far after setting up those grounds, we have not played 10 matches even, right? And then we have, the conference halls again in deep down South Hambantota. I don't think that 1 or 2 major events have been conducted. Now maybe they are, right? White elephants. You can't make such decisions in business. You are responsible. You are accountable, right? You have stewardship towards the business, money being spent on others. If it is your event, you have to bring meaningful, because if you go on white elephants, unnecessary technological investments, which are meaningless, you will be in trouble. Like Sri Lanka was announced locally by the Supreme Court as a, economically down, economically unsuccessful country. So in the case of international arena, why it happened? Because we went on unlimited borrowing and invested in non-economic, productive the projects. You cannot do same thing in the corporates. But I have seen, we come across today even certain organizations, just for I know a couple of industries, the owners being very, very, wild in their decision making. Just because of your competitor brings latest technology, you bring. It may not be required by you, but you bring and invest. End of the day, it doesn't bring revenue to your organization. If your current machine is giving you 60% efficiency, if intended technology being introduced, if you can reach 80%, 90%, that's fine. If not, it's not. So therefore, you have to be careful. When you embrace the right technology, be embraced, which creates value to your organization, which add values. How value addition can happen? With the cost reduction, through cost reduction or cost optimization, by creating more revenue because of such technological introduction, right? Look at new markets to penetrate new customers, bring more revenue, and company should be more sustainable by introducing the technology. And also you have to look at how rapidly the technology change. If it is a fast changing technology, you have to be mindful of that also, because you spend a lot of money today and your ROI on the investment on technology will be 10 years. But once you get it down, and after 2-3 years, your technology, what you have brought in, the fast changing, will become outdated or obsolete after 2-3 years. So see, now you have not gone even 1/3 of the period of your ROI, right? Where by 3 years, your technology, it's like marriage, you look at lifelong partner and invest a lot and get married to the partner. But after 3 years time, you decide this is not the right partner and you have to divorce her. That sort of situation that can happen. So technology embracement, again, embracing or instilling right technology to your organization. Being a MBA graduate, you have to, this is one area very, very important. But on the other hand, I just talked about the negative side of it. If you select the right technology, which supports you to create more efficiency, more productivity, increase productivity, reduce your waste, right? And because of this technology, you can penetrate to new markets, and it's supposed to enhance your revenue, more revenue, and then your profitability. If that happens, that's the technology you must go and rather than making them white elephants. So you can talk about the notes, right? They talked about from cloud computing to blockchains to fully automated robo-based operations today, right? Technologies. So you can think of, but what I'm trying to get at you is, you as a person who learned, right, at MBA, being a graduate, when you put into practice, right, the classroom learning, the technology embracement, technology, right, using of technology, correct technology for your business is again vital, right? It's in paramount importance. You must do it in the right manner, So I have taken these 3 main areas of the innovation, sustainability, and embracing. But don't think you can limit this to, since we have limited time period I've taken, but you can talk about many areas of that, but these are vital areas in modern day decision making as a MBA student or graduate, right? Then I thought of taking you through and sort of addressing your minds with kind of challenges that you have today, being a MBA graduate, right? Or rather person who's embarking on MBA studies, who's pursuing on an MBA studies, what are the real challenges you have today? See, right? It says, I have put it in bold letters, they need to stay updated on trends, network with other professionals, and keep improving their skills. This is a must. This is what at the beginning I told you, your intention of gaining an MBA qualification may be something, right? As I mentioned, for some people, it's to migrate to some developed country like Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UK, US, through skill migration. Sometimes to maybe influence and gain recognition, gain promotions at the workplace. Maybe social status, like after your name, you want to say MBA, right, this country, UK, USA, Canada, and those all may be, in my sense, it's correct, no problem. Having a young graduate, these are all reasonable. But my request is, above all, you must say, right, adding value, creating value, or in rather gaining the knowledge which you can practice practically. Gaining knowledge also, don't stop there. Gaining knowledge, you have to gain knowledge. You have to read extra, as I said earlier. Go beyond what lecturer, resource person shares with you in addition to these PowerPoint slides and supplementary reading or recommended textbooks being given. If you go to Google, you have many research articles being published in many areas, right? Many Word documents, many PDF documents universities being published, reviewed articles, so you can read them and go to YouTube and listen to top-notch professionals how they, right, the winning leaders of Elon Musk or Dr. Richard Branson, or in local context, Deepal Perera or Ishara Nanakar, or maybe Mahesh Amalin, or whoever, right? Ashraf Omar, right? Or Nihal Vagapitiya, or whoever, or respective winning CEOs, how they have made things, you have to learn. So you have to go beyond. Having those secondary ideas is okay, but to gain knowledge should be very important. And also, don't stop by gaining knowledge. Your challenge is you have to know, you have to practice. How do you put them into real world to add value to your respective organization? Put them into practice. Practical application knowledge of the theories you learn in the classroom. ප්‍රායෝගික ව්‍යවහාරික දැනුම ඔබ ඉගෙන ගන්නා අපි කියන්නේ ඒකට න්‍යායාත්මක දැනුම කොහොමද අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ real business world එකේදී. ඒකන you should be updated, because to the facts you to learn today during your MBA classroom sessions, once you graduated after 1.5 years or 2 years, may be outdated also. Even education changes, your models, what you learn change. The customer trends can change. Brand management theories can change. Financial tools. Today we talked about fintech, financial technology. No, we talked about customer relationship management, CRM, through many software, ERP system, enterprise resource planning. So if you do not keep updated, right, yourself, your knowledge will also obsolete, like the technology I said. Whatever you learn today, this is why interestingly you see, those who are from those disciplines will know, look at all leading professional bodies, the UK-based Chartered Institute of Management Accounting recognized body, CIMA, Sri Lanka Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, CS Sri Lanka, CMA Sri Lanka, AAT, ACCA, ACA, Chartered Financial Analyst, CFA, all these leading, right, CMA or CPA Australia, all these, whether they are marketing, whether they are finance, they are management accounting, financial accounting, they are insurance, all these professional bodies, chartered bodies or non-chartered bodies, Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, whatever the body discipline, or maybe Supply Chain Management Institute, Leadership Institute, they all, interestingly, every 3 to 4 years, they change their curriculum. They change their curriculum. Why do they change their curriculum? Syllabuses. They update it. Now, I've been teaching strategic management for chartered finance for 20 years. But when we look at 20 years, when I started what we taught and today what I'm telling, we have to learn. Now, with the latest syllabus change in of chartered accountants, now there is no subject called which I was, my interest was strategic management, business strategy, as you know, and in US syllabus, it's known as business policy. Whatever you call it, you learn about strategic approach to business and how do you strategically handle business matters. So now in chartered syllabus, it's actually digital business strategy, because a lot of digitalized, right, digital marketing, crypto money, right, the many digital aspects have been added on to that. 40% of the syllabus is on digitalization. So certain areas I was not aware. Right? We've been on traditional SWOT analysis, BCG metrics, all these things. But you got to learn it. Being teachers, being lecturers, we got to update. Now, you cannot fit and forget. You cannot just study and close your books and say, now I have completed my studies and it's the end of it. There is no end for studies today. Because the world is changing. If you're going to make your career, right, you have to. That's what I said at the beginning, very first slide. MBA will not be the destination of your studies. Of course, you can be happy. You have fulfilled, you have achieved. It's a milestone achievement in your career to recognize you as an MBA graduate. No doubt about it. It's a huge recognition, but your studies off and on classroom should continue. We read a couple of magazines. right? Financial Times, LMD in local context, right? I mean, you got to read. You go to net and see latest publications, reviewed articles, Harvard Business Review. You got to keep on your knowledge. Otherwise, you will not be able to stay competitive in your businesses. So sometimes with the general MBA even, you may be specializing in certain area at the moment. You may be a chief financial officer. You may be chief marketing officer, chief people's officer, or HR specialist, supply chain, IT, research and development. You may be from some discipline, but still with regard to your discipline, and also if you wish to be there in the helm of the apex of the hierarchy, being a CEO, COO, or maybe like MD, you got to update and also network with the professionals. Professional network is very important. Now, I had no time to share with you some of my personal experiences even. This networking is very, very important. Networking, if you do it in right way. But just as I said earlier, networking is not mere you know someone and just talk to him and say hi and all. No, you have to position yourself in someone's mind with value. යම් කිසි අගයක් සමග ඔබ ආශ්‍රය කරන පුද්ගලයාගේ මනසේ ඔබගේ චරිතා ප්‍රදානය තැන්පත් කළ යුතුයි. That's kind of branding also, no? Personal branding. When we say brands are all about, though you talked about with big jargon and big words and all, no? It's all about taking a product or service and having a specific mind spot, no? Psychological spot in customer's mindset. Now, if you ask me what's my favorite drink, all of a sudden, if I say Coca-Cola, that means Coca-Cola being positioned top of the my brand. You know, if you are selling, let's say, if you're a banker, if you give financial services to a certain customer, if he thinks of a certain financial service, your company's name, your bank's name should come in now. Your bank, and then he's the guy. Now we think of, no, if we need something, we say that company, that is the person. That sometimes I'll tell you, I know B2B market, sometimes if you're into business to business industrial market, sometimes more than corporate name, the client service manager is strong. That's good in a way, because they say, I'm not giving it to your company, I give it to you. I have trust in you. Because, I mean, that's not the case, but company is always strong, right? The company, no individual would be bigger than the corporate or company. But sometimes certain individuals are in a position to, now, for example, I'll tell you, no, we talked about late Mr. Sunil Perera. Gypsies is the group. But sometimes you can see Gypsies, everyone knows, no doubt it. But Sunil Perera is much more strong, you know. When you say Sunil Perera as a vocalist, as a musician, he was known when he lived. Even still, we talked about him. It's equal situation, no? More than Gypsies, it's Sunil Perera. Sometimes for certain people, when you say Gypsies, they would know in rural area. But if you say Sunil Perera, that individual stature, individual musical character being built up. This is what you need to do. This is what it's not easy, right? You should be honest. What we talked about earlier. That's why I talked about the characteristics you have to bring up, right? Credible character. You should be ethical. You should be honest. You should be able to live in the potential customer or whatever the connection you are going to make his heart. If you do that, you are going to be a winner, right? So keep improving. And also, I'll tell you, you have to keep improving your skills. If you take skills, broadly, we can categorize any individual skills into 3 areas. We call it triangle of skills. You have technical skills, you have soft skills, you have life skills. If I put it in Sinhala, right? Takshanika kusalata, mrudu kusalata, jivana kusalata. Takshanika kusalata means if you are an accountant, you should know about your accounting, depreciation, right? I mean, financial reporting, day-to-day transactions, working capital management, so on and so forth, whatever within as an accountant, you should be qualified and you know in and out of them, number crunching, everything. Soft skills means to perform that as a financial officer, accountant, what are the soft skills you need? your maybe supporting skills, maybe your ERP or financial software, QuickBook or whatever the skills, your communication skills, your presentation skills, public speaking skills. These are like soft skills, support your technical skills to become a perfect professional. Life skills, ජීවන කුසලතා. මිනිසුන් එක්ක පොළොවේ පය ගහලා එකට වැඩ කිරීමේ හැකියාව. We call ability to gel well with different diverse set of people with you, and also maintain, sustain, foster the very intimate, very interesting interpersonal skills. මිනිසුත් එක්ක සොඳුරු මාහැඟි, right? සහ සම්බන්ධතාවයන් පවත්වාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. මිනිස්සුන්ගේ හදවත් ඇතුළේ ඔයාලට ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Yeah, he's a good guy. We'll give the business to him. Sometimes that quality what you inculcate and communicate to them will be the competitive advantage when you take. You have 3 companies. Now, let's say I as a person, I have a business to give, multi-million business. There are 3 guys in 3 companies. All three companies are equally good. All are there. But I like, we all are human beings, no? Our human factor. Man kena okkoma hondai. Annar kolla eneka maru. He's a good boy. He's very nice. He's dependable. He's responsible. He attends customer complaints fast and give. We'll give it to him. Sometimes deciding factor to select you, cutting edge, deciding factor to give the business to your company will be your personal skills, which you have inculcated and positioned in your prospective moment, right? This happens in lot. Business එකක් දෙන්න බැලුවම දෙගොල්ලක් ඉන්න හොඳටමනේ. මගේ නරුවට දෙමු අරු හොඳ කොල්ලා. He's good. මට කියලා තියෙනවා මගේ subordinates ගැන. ඔයාට වැඩි ලොකු කම්පැනි වල ආවා. ඔයාට වැඩි හොඳ කම්පැනි වල අපි මේ කම්පැනිත් එක්ක අවුරුදු 10ක් තිස්සේ වැඩ කරනවා. හැබැයි මේ කොල්ලා I saw he's a different boy. I just want to support him. The way that guy, that's you improving your own skills, communication, respect to people, dependability. Even a call comes 12 midnight call and say, sir, how can I help you? Thank you, sir. Sorry to trouble you. No, sir, no, wait, sir. Sorry, I'm there to help you. Tell me what you want to do. You are up there to 12 midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. If in case, not always they're troubling you. Customer would call you 1 o'clock in the morning and he is in a critical situation. When you answer him, sir, call situations. So I'm just trying to practically bring you what you it's not right. Rather you earn MBA right and knowledge and all. How you transform these learned facts to practically is in critical, vital, imperative. I would say imperative, right? So that's right. But right, there are many opportunities. Companies are always looking for leaders who can think strategically, manage finance as well, right? Inspire team. These are the things that you expect from an MBA graduate, right? Who through these special skills you have inculcated or developed over a period of time, you can add better value as an MBA graduate than others. You can be more impactful, more resourceful, more value creative in the boardroom or management room being MBA graduate than any other one. You see? Right? So it's how you use it. You see, we all play cricket now. We all play cricket. But if you look at Sangaka, Mahela kind of thing in ours, now we can talk about Pathum Nissanka also. No? Look at them. We all know how to, the tool we all know bat. We all know how it is made. English willow or Indian willow or right, the length of the bat, width of the bat, how the handle is, long handle or short handle, all that and all, how you should grip it and all that. We all know, no? But the success they have brought, no? Why is that? Because of the skill improvement, right? The results they have brought in, no? Why they are known world over. Now that innings Pathum Nissanka played the other night, though we lost by the super over. You know, he has brought immense. We fought the match. Pakistan, I mean, Indian captain says it may be a hint he's trying to pass to Pakistan because of the rival situation. Tonight we can see what happens. But Yadev says, no, Surya Kumar Yadev says it was the final that we played. we gave a super, who made that change? The game changer was who? Patum Nisanka. See the shot selection, confidence, eyesight, the techniques and all. You think those are coming naturally? No. You have to work hard. You have to work hard, right? This is how I'm just trying to tell you, since we all are engaged and familiar with game like cricket. So future of the business leader, see, looking ahead, future business will depend on who can combine knowledge and insights, wisdom, right? Wisdom, creativity, and adaptability. If you are a fully fledged, complete MBA graduate, you can create value through this to your business organization. So uniquely positioned into this role. So they expect the business owners, right? Your financial acumen, leaderships, the adaptability, how to manage change. These are all critical areas to consider as a right MBA graduate. This is very important area if you really look at for you. So wherever you go, globally, you have to create value. Not locally, not regionally, you have to create value as we talk with these qualities and skills we developed. You have to. So finally, what the conclusion says, right? The journey from classroom to boardroom is an exciting from one graduate. You have to make it exciting. You have to make it being excited. It's in your hand. If you do it with heart and mind and with your whole soul, with passion and zest and interest, you can make it. Just don't do your MBA for sake of doing, right? It should be your life-changing milestone that you engage in MBA studies to become a graduate. Yeah, right. Through that, end of the day, end of the specific period, you must see that there's a real value creation to you. If you do it for the sake of doing, in order to get just the right, යන්නම් වාරේ යාලට මහට පන්ති යනවා පොත් ටික ගන්න සතියකට සැරයක් කියන දේවල් අහන් ඉන්නේ ඔන්ලයින් ඇවිල්ලා බලන් ඉන්නේ රයිට් මේවා නිකන් තියරි කියලා හිතලා නිකන් ඉන්නවා එහෙම හිටියොත් පුතාලා your MBA will be just a piece of paper, and after the 1 year, 2 year period, whatever the period, on a right glamorous manner, at the graduation, you will be collecting a piece of paper, but nothing has happened to yourself, your personality. Don't let it happen, right? Give real value to that paper you, right, collect, which is a lifelong milestone achievement. MBA certificate, Master of Business, means you're a real master. To become a real master, the theories, the precepts, the fundamentals, the models, the tools, you learn them well in and out, critical application of them. And finally, you should be able to make use of such knowledge. If you are a career-minded professional working in a private sector, government, state, or maybe non-government sector, create value to such respective organizations and to become a noteworthy, right, likable character. And while you are adding value to yourself, gaining recognition, celebrations, you create value to the organization, and also you create value to yourself. If not, if you are anticipating, aspiring one day to start up your own business, right? SME, small and medium, or startup, to become your own boss, entrepreneur. Even in that business, you can make use of the knowledge you gain. Okay? So that's the conclusion I have to say. So be committed to the knowledge you gain. And then once you have solid, clear, crystal clear knowledge, and practice yourself going beyond extra mile, how to practice them in the real world in creating more value to the businesses. With that, we end, but I will not end with one or two additional. Now, see, your road to success is always under construction. You have hurdles, hindrance, difficulties. You start, your aim is to go and achieve the success. In that journey, throughout, you will have problems, you have fear, you have doubts, you have difficulties. It's in not the same order, different order. Sometimes at the beginning, you may have fear, then you may have doubt, then problems, difficulties. But whatever, these 4 pillars of hurdles you will have. It's not a straight line. No one who has succeeded, the corporate leaders, business leaders, you ask them, they would have gone through, they would have encountered many problems, fear situations. They may have many doubts disturbing their mindsets and difficulties, but they have conquered and reached the success. So I just share it with you to encourage you not to worry, have sense of perseverance, not to get disturbed with problems, fear, and doubts and difficulties. And finally, this aside. See, if you are lost, what happened? If you are lost, answer is education. Get involved in education. You see, you are lost situations of triangles here and there. Once you get educated, you have a dotted line, green, triangle is there. That education will provide you some solid situation, then you're lost or confused. Then once you are educated, you have a dotted line in the left. Then what happened? You have to execute. This is exactly what we talked about. Like before you embark on MBA, you are lost situation. You do your MBA and achieve it, your answer. Now you have your education MBA on the dotted line on the left, second row. And what happened? Execute. This is exactly what we want from the classroom to the business platform. You execute. Execute means what? Execution means implementation. Put your knowledge into practice. That's not enough. If you're executing, what happened? Consistency, sustainability. See, you have one block, you have 2 blocks, 3 blocks. Ideally, the next step should be what? Ideal next step should be what? 4 triangles should come in, no? In the consistency, 5 triangles, it should go in that way. So thank you very much for joining in. I hope you have got some knowledge in knowledge sharing, in capacity building, for you all to encourage to engage in MBA studies, or if you have completed MBA studies, how best you can gain knowledge and put that such knowledge to your business organizations where you are working in looking for career transition, career upliftment, career elevation, to be in career trajectory upper levels. So if you have any questions, you can now raise. And I say thank you very much once again for you. Thank you to Winfield team also for giving this opportunity. But let me open the forum for a few minutes to ask questions if you have. I can answer if anyone is interested in to raise questions for clarifications, or if you need any further, vague areas to be clarified and all. I assume that I have made myself clear and you got required knowledge from the sessions of 2 hours. Thank you. I wait for 2-3 minutes. If not, we can say bye to everyone.
Thank you, sir. It's a really valuable lecture. I appreciate your spending your time on it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prabhash. Thanks a lot. Where are you working at?
So I'm working as a ship captain.
Oh, great. You're a Captain Prabhash Monodar.
Yes, sir.
Well, the line is belong to which country?
My owners are in Dubai.
Dubai. Great, superb. So those are the Sheikh family, no? I'm just asking.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Right. Superb. I also lived actually.
Have a nice week.
I had an assignment in Dubai. I was at the Sheikh Zayed Road, living for 5 years, 2008 to 2012. Actually, nice place to work. No, superb. So, but you are sailing. You are a captain.
Sir.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Thank you for your comments,
Yes,
and
sir.
appreciate,
Yes,
Prabhat. Thanks a lot. Superb. Anyone else?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Take care.
sir.
Good luck. Thank you.
I said this is a power packed session which
Yeah.
supercharged me.